Welcome. Welcome, my dear friends. Myself, Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande, would like to welcome you all in this Ayurveda Academy channel. Today's video is regarding the subject of Roga Nidan. Subject Roga Nidan from Ayurveda, which is a subject of second year BMS. But you know that Ayurvedic physiological aspect, Ayurvedic pathological aspect, Ayurvedic Kaya Chikitsa or medicinal aspect, they are very, very interesting and different. So every pathy, Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, naturopathy, I request all the professors, doctors, and the students, please try to understand the Ayurvedic pathology or Roga Nidan concept. I'm going to make many videos regarding this topic. This is the first video regarding Roga Nidana or Ayurvedic pathology. That first video is regarding general introduction. Myself, Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande. I am MD in Ayurvedic medicine and MD in Ayurvedic physiology also. My WhatsApp number 922681060. Yes, we are going to see, of course, Ayurvedic Nadi Parikshan also, but step by step. Let us start. Ayurvedic pathology. Ayurvedic pathology. Try to understand. I have made the video modern pathology also and Ayurvedic pathology. I am going to start the series. This is lecture 1. Introduction. This is very useful for second year BMS students and MD Roganidan students. These particular pictures are from my very popular videos that I have already uploaded. Please, my dear friends, Ayurveda Academy channel, go to the playlist and there you will find clinical examination videos. Clinical examination videos. Please see those videos. Cardiovascular system examination, pulse examination, respiratory system examination, digestive system examination. Please see these videos very carefully and you will be lot get benefited. Not only second year, third year, fourth year, BMS, MBBS, BHMS and in your practice also. Pathology, the knowledge of disease process, that means pathology. This is very important to establish. This is what is our duty, doctor's duty? To establish the homeostasis, equilibrium of Ayurvedic concept, dosha, dhatu, and mala. These are the important body elements. Dosha, vata, pitta, kapha, bioenergies. Dhatu, rasa, rakta, mouse, med, asti, majja, shukra, 7 tissues. And gross waste product, mutra, mala, and sweda. Urine, fecal matter, and sweat. Pathology gives us a precise knowledge of pathological conditions of dosha, dhatu, and mala. Please also see my cursor sometimes. Ayurveda attempts to maintain the equilibrium, homeostasis, balance of bioenergies, vata, pitta, kapha. Of course, you know that each and every medical science want to establish health and happiness in the human being. But the approaches are different. Approach is different. Allopathic approach, Ayurvedic approach, homeopathic approach. Approach will be different. Final target is the same. What is the importance of dosha, dhatu, malavijnana? That is called as Ayurvedic physiology. Concept of pathology can be understood only with comparison to the physiology. Unless and until you know the physiology, you cannot understand the pathology. Any prominent difference is understood quickly by the senses and the intellect. For example, every day I'm giving the lectures, and one day you find, Dr. Deshpande was, oh my God! Dr. Deshpande's voice has been changed, a prominent difference. It is very well understood. But to understand subtle differences, alertness of the mind and sharpness of the senses are essential. Subtle differences, okay? For example, the patient comes to you, hoarseness of voice, sore throat, he cannot speak properly, old person, 60 age person, and 3 weeks you are treating him, Sitopaladi Churna, Talisadi Churna, lozenges, but no difference, the voice is changing, then you must refer the patient to the ENT surgeon because you have found out subtle differences there, problem is there, okay? It may be the cancer of larynx, subtle change. You have to find out that particular thing, okay? I'm giving you some examples. Our vision is capable of easily differentiating the yellow color of the sclera. Can you see here? In the jaundice, infective hepatitis, you get the yellow color, okay, in the jaundice. But this is very clear, yellow color, everybody can understand. But loss of sensation on the back of my particular patch is there, hypopigmented, and loss of sensation. So if we are not aware that we should examine the patient very carefully, oh, that there is a spot, then you must touch by the pin and try to find out the sensation. If there is a loss of sensation, it may be the beginning of leprosy, the disease leprosy. Try to understand. So subtle changes must be observed. For that, you must understand the properties and functions. To understand the changes in the pathological state, we must be able to understand properties and functions of different body elements. But it is clear, whenever we understand the pathology, we will try to understand the pathological symptoms of dosha, bioenergy, vata, pitta, kapha, dhatu and mala, and also srotasa, body channels, in relation to normal structure and function, okay? Clear symptoms and marked symptoms. When pathological symptoms are prominent and not masked, we can identify them very quickly. If we get a temperature, high temperature, 100 degrees, easily understood. But when the symptoms are slight or masked, we have to adopt a process of analysis for the purpose of diagnosis. For example, if the patient is complaining, doctor, I am getting pain intermittently, up and down, no pain, pain, no pain, pain. Then we have to find out what is the differential diagnosis, Vyadhi Vavachedaka Nidan of Udarashula, or the pain in abdomen. What is Upashaya and Anupashaya test? This is very special. In such a case, when the symptoms are masked, then we have to clarify the pathology by typical test, therapeutical test. For example, I am confused. The arthritis patient is there. This is Vata, because arthritis is many times related with Vata dosha. Whether this is Amavastha and hence cannot recognize easily, one should adopt a trial and error method of treatment. Trial and error method, that is Upashaya and Anupashaya. Upashaya, getting relief, or Anupashaya, getting trouble. Upashaya, relief. Anupashaya, trouble. For example, arthritis patient, application of oil, if it is increasing the pain, not getting relief, then that must be the Am Avastha of Vata dosh. Then the doctor should start Deepana Pachana treatment, 3 Katu tablet. This is Anupashaya. The patient is not getting relief. But after giving dry fomentation, not wet, dry fomentation, pain of the arthritis is reduced, then Upashaya, this is the Sama condition of Vata. So I have given you both the things, how to diagnose Samavastha of Vata dosh in arthritis. Okay. Now, before starting any pathological detail, you must understand what is definition of swasthya or the health. So correct symptoms of health. The definition of health has been given in Ayurveda as follows. Samadoshaha samagnisha, samadhatu malakriyaha, prasanna atma indriyamanaha, swastha iti abhidiyate. Equilibrium, homeostasis, balance of actions of dosha, dhatu and mala and srotasa and agni, digestive fire, accompanied by sensation of well-being. Prasanna atma indriyamanaha, mental tranquility, and all your senses are working properly is known as health. Samadosha, Samagnischa, Samadhatu, Malakriya, Prasanna, Atma, Indriya, Manaha, Sastha iti abhidhyate. Holistic, complete definition of health. There is a confusion. Absence of disease is not health. That is only absence of health. You should be energetic. You should be fresh in your mind. All the body elements should be balanced. Okay. Definition of swasthya is given by Sushruta. It is interesting to note that no other medical science in the world has defined health in a simplified manner like Sushrut Sutrasthan 14 by 41. We have already seen that biological humors, dosha, in equilibrium, waste matter, equilibrium, tissue and channels, optimum quality, digestive fire or agni, excellent condition, and senses and motor organs and mind in a happy condition. Health is a state of equilibrium. So generally people don't understand it. It is not recognizable in our day life unless it is disturbed. And some pathology is produced. We don't bother about our body. That is very wrong. We must take care of our body, but we neglect. Why? Because there are no specific problem for us. So we say, okay, everything is all right. I am fine. And then you neglect the minor symptoms. Physiological and pathological variations. Here we have to note that the disturbances fall under two categories. Our body is always changing, dynamic body mechanism. But changing mechanism, sometimes it is physiological and sometimes it can be pathological. In our daily life, we feel the sensation of hunger. We feel hungry at noon, at 12 o'clock. We feel sleepy at night. That this variation, now I am fully energetic. And in the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the evening, I will be sleepy. This is physiological. This is physiological, okay? All these conditions are different states of disturbances belonging to the physiological category because these are the results of diurnal variation. Day, sun is coming, sunset is there, sunrise, sunset. Body is energetic, body becomes down, sleepy. This is physiological, okay? These are the Vayohoratri Bhuktanam Te Antamadhyadigaha Kramat. These are the normal physiological, biological clock, okay? This is called as a diurnal variation in medical language. Understand physiological and pathological variations. Similarly, changes occurring as a result of variation of season, seasonal variation. Age, for example, in the winter season, we have to go to the toilet for the urination a lot of time. In the summer season, less urine. This is physiological. This is physiological. In the Pitta dosha is predominant in the youth. Vata dosha is predominant in the old age. This is physiological. Okay? Or because as these changes do not give any pathological change in the body, this is a part of our health. So these variations are called as a physiological variations. But if your sore throat is there, inflamed throat, tonsillitis, pain in the abdomen, headache, fever, yes, your total life is disturbed. So these are pathological variations. Okay? So, subclinical pathology. This is very interesting. Sometimes the nature of the pathology is so minute, so subtle that it cannot be pointed out. For example, pain understood, easily understood, fever understood. This is very clear. But some patients, what they say, oh, doctor, I am not feeling well. I don't know why. I don't know why. I am not feeling well. This is can be a what you can say indicator that subclinical pathology is going on. Subclinical, it is not exposed, is not clinical, but subclinically in inside there must be some problem in the body, and a doctor should find out that subtle pathology. Understand subclinical pathology. Unfortunately, unskilled physicians neglect the guidelines of such diagnosis and consider that this is a vague psychological, physiological complaint. Nothing to be worried about. This is wrong. A good physician should take the cognizance of these symptoms and try to find out the pathology in the different sabdoshas. Vat, Pitta, Kapha, Pran, Udan, Vyan, Saman, Apan, Pachak, Ranjak, Brajak, Sadak, Alojak. Find out. Tissues, Rasa, Rakta, Mouse, Med, Asti, Majja, Shukra. Channels, Rasa, Vas, Rotas, Rakta, Vas, Rotas, Mouse, Vas. Find out. Or organs. Chronic fatigue, try to understand, I am giving you example, maybe because of diabetes mellitus. Chronic fatigue. Immediately you should refer the 40 up patient, 50 up patient complaining of fatigue. Get the blood sugar done. This is called as a clever, intelligent physician because he is diagnosing subclinical symptoms. Subclinical symptoms. Normally, a patient approaches a physician only when he feels something very, very abnormal. He don't come earlier. He don't come earlier. Try to detect the hidden pathology by investigations. Sometimes a patient may not feel any abnormality even though there is a hidden pathological condition in the body. For example, breast cancer. Only small node is there. The lady neglected. Oh, maybe swelling, maybe something. But that may be the beginning of breast cancer. Fortunately, there is an increasing tendency even among the people to approach the physician for investigating such hidden pathological conditions which are not felt by them, that may be called as a 40 up checkup or preventive health checkup. Detect the disease in early stage. For instance, they come for a checkup of blood pressure, urine or blood. It is extremely desirable to trace out the disturbances in the early stages when the pathological condition is not manifested. This is in medical language, it is called as a cancer in situ. Before spreading, before metastasis, if the doctor is able to diagnose cancer, he is a clever doctor. Try to understand. A good Ayurvedic physician should be able to utilize the advanced techniques of pathological investigation to find out the pathology in dosha, dhatu, mala and srotas. Use investigations as and when required. To achieve the Vaidya must have a thorough knowledge of pathology relating to these constituents as well as knowledge of the modern methods of pathological investigations. The expertise of physician depends on the knowledge of, and people usually prefer approaching such an eminent physician rather than consulting ordinary practitioners. So this is preferable. Dasha Vidha Pariksha, very important. 10-fold examination method, clinical examination, 10-point examination of a patient, that what Ayurveda is doing. While dealing with the pathological abnormality, one should take into consideration all the factors after careful examination of the patient. Dusham, Desham, Balam, Kalam, Analam, Prakritim, Vayaha, Sattvam, Satyam, Tatha, Aharam, Avasthascha Pruthak Vidaha. Ashtanga Rudhe Sutrasthan, chapter number 12, Vagbhat is saying in Sanskrit these lines, very interesting lines. Dosham, Disham, Balam, Kalam, Analam, Prakritim, Vayaha, Sattvam, Satyam, Tatha, are these 10 points. In English, I have written there. Examine the different organ, liver, kidney, heart, brain, digestive system, respiratory system, place, where he has born, where he is now staying, how he has changed the atmosphere, cold and hot place, strength of the disease, strength of the patient, time factor, Varsha Rutu, Shishira Rutu, Sharada Rutu, old age, young age, digestive fire, Agni, Vishama Agni, Tikshna Agni. You have to find out. Constitution, Ayurvedic Prakriti Parikshan is very important. Vata Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti, Kapha Prakriti, Vata Pitta, dual Prakriti, common. Age, old age patient, young patients, children. Mind, how is the capacity of his mind, strength of the mind. Pravara Sattva, Madhyama Sattva, Avara Sattva, strong mind, moderate and poor type of the mind. Tolerance, tolerance is very important. And food, the diet, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, Vatakar Ahar, Pittakar Ahar, which taste he like. All these points should be considered while examining the patient. The physician who takes into consideration all the variations occurring in these factors never fails in the diagnosis and treatment. What is normal and what is abnormal? This must be understood very carefully based on the age, based on the prakriti, based on the season. For example, a pulse rate. If you find that is 90 per minute in Kapha Prakriti person, basically Kapha Prakriti person is more stable, relaxed, cool down, stable. Stability is a Kapha property, but his pulse rate is 90, that is definitely abnormal. But this 90, if you find in the Pitta Prakriti, Pitta is originally hot and heat. Pitta, hot and heat. So there, 90 may be normal. In Kapha Prakriti, 90% rate abnormal. In Pitta Prakriti, 90% rate may be normal. In Vata Prakriti, 90% rate may be normal. Try to understand. This you must diagnose what is normal and what is abnormal. Difference in the symptom and pathology. Okay, some abnormal signs and symptoms usually manifest pathology, but even before its manifestation, it exists in the hidden form. Symptoms and pathology are two entirely different things. Pathology is the cause and symptom is the effect. Pathology is the cause, symptom is the effect. Ayurveda says Lakshana and Samprapti. Lakshana is a symptom and Samprapti is a pathology. SOS investigation as and when necessary. When diagnosing a disease, we should discover the cause with the help of symptoms and by means of method of deduction. Causes are important. Why? Because my treatment starts by the statement Sankshepataha Kriyayogo Nidana Parivarjanam. Dr. Deshpande says, first try to find out the causes. First try to find out whatever the causes. Prakriti, diet, lifestyle, find out the causes. And first thing in the treatment, no medicine, recorrect the lifestyle, recorrect the diet, adjust your lifestyle, adjust your food according to the Prakriti, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. This is very important. The doctors neglect it. And sometimes I also do, even though I'm an Ayurvedic doctor, I do ask the patient to hemogram, X-ray chest, sonography, MRI. See, why not? Why not? This is not the monopoly of allopathy. Remember, Ayurvedic doctor can interpretation of this investigation in my language of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. I can do it. Okay. Next, which symptom is important and which is not? This is very important. Certain symptoms of such a nature that disturb the patient considerably, itching and gases, even though their relation with the underlying pathology may not be important. Okay? Certain other symptoms appear to be insignificant to the patient, but they may be important from the point of pathology. Are you getting? People are very upset with the gases. Oh my God, doctor, very much itching. It can be a simple pruritus, worms in the body, eczema may be there, okay, scabies may be there. But if the patient is saying, doctor, I am getting up at night for urination, 6, 7, 8 times, then patient is not worrying about it. He is very casual about that symptom, but this may be the dangerous chronic diabetes mellitus disease, lifelong disease. So we should understand which symptoms are patient is not feeling important, but the underlying pathology is important. And sometimes the patient is very, very upset with the gases, but the pathology is indigestion. So try to understand which symptom is important and which is not important. Again, one more suggestion for you. Only symptomatic treatment is always risky. Always risky. It's only a bandaging superficially. Okay? An ordinary physician may prescribe the treatment after taking the symptoms into consideration. That is Lakshanika Chikitsa. Pain in abdomen, always Hingvashtak. Take Hingvashtak Churna. Take Shankhavati. But try to find out. I am not saying that you should not treat the pain in abdomen. But why that pain is persisting? You must find out. It is really Agnimandya, indigestion, or is it Amla Pitta? Oh, Amla Pitta, Hingvashtak Churna is bad. For acidity, no Hingvashtak Churna, remember. Pain is there, but their treatment will be different. Try to understand. Okay. Next. So only symptomatic treatment is risky. An example, for example, a female patient comes to me and complaining, Doctor, I'm getting dyspnea, breathlessness. Huh? And I just prescribe some bronchodilator, Kanakasav. Huh? Okay, take it. Any Ayurvedic cough syrup, Sitopaladi churn, take it. Huh? That is not correct. I should find out what is the main cause of dyspnea. So it may be the Pandu Vyadhi. Hemoglobin, I must check. If it is a below 10 gram percent, if it is 8 gram percent, I must think why this hemoglobin is low. Why? Then I should record the proper menstrual history. She may be having menorrhagia. So dyspnea problem may not be related with the respiratory system. It may be related with some another srotas. So always detailed case taking is important, and as far as possible, unless and until you diagnose the cause of symptom, don't treat symptomatically. Hitting in dark is not correct. Hitting in bush is not correct. This is the take home message from today's lecture. Okay. Pathogenesis. I am going to discuss a lot after all the lectures will be there, Roga Nidan lectures. I am just introducing. This is a trailer. This introductory lecture is a trailer. I am going to discuss Shat Kriya Kala, Sanchayancha Prakopam cha Prasaram Sthana Samshrayam Vyakti Bhedam cha yo vetti Doshanam Sabhaved Bishak Pathogenesis Shloka Samprapti Shloka. How that disease gets progress? Sanchaya Prakopa Prasara Sthana Samshraya Vyakti and Bhed. English translation: accumulation, aggravation, spread, localization, manifestation, and differentiation. Okay. Among these changes, the stage of localization, sthan samshraya, dosha dusha sammurchana, janito vyadhi, dosha dusha sammurchana, janito, that we must understand. Okay. Dosha prakop and dusha. Two factors are important in the disease process: vitiation of dosha and low immunity or strength of the organ. To recognize these two factors, the pathology of dosh, dhatu, mala, and srotas, we must understand. Okay. Vata pathology, I am giving you the example, is always of two types: dhatu kshayjanya vata prakop and margavarodhajanya vata prakop. Dhatu kshaya, tissue loss, hemoglobin is less, and the patient is dyspneic, patient is weakness, tremors, low hemoglobin. Then obstructive pathology, ama is there, and also patient becomes lethargic. No appetite, appetite is lost, constipation tendency, gases are there, indigestion is there. Vat is prakupit. Vat get disturbed because of the ama dosha in the srotas. Margavarodhajanya, obstruction pathology is there. Treatment will be different. In dhatu kshayjanya, when there is a deficiency of any component in the body like protein, carbohydrate, vitamins, fats deficiency, then the treatment santarpanajanya chikitsa, Ayurvedic anabolic type of treatment, santarpanajanya chikitsa. When there is obstructive pathology, margavarodhajanya vata prakop, what you will do? Apatarpanajanya treatment, apatarpanajanya, scrapping. Catabolic type of treatment you must give. So this is very important about vata pathology. Rachana, you must understand sroto vaigunya, kha vaigunya. What is the congenital anomalies? Cleft lip is there. Any problem? I having the problem fusion of the radius and ulna. Even some bacterial infection previously was there, corona was there, COVID-19 infection was there, and the patient is having, what is that? Kha-vaigunya, lungs are weak. Heart becomes weak in the corona by chance. It is not for all. And then post-corona complications. Do you understand? Post-corona complication. In the disease corona, your lung and heart gets affected. That is Sroto Vaigunya. And then after few days, you get some heart problem. Maybe. That is Sroto Dushti. Sroto Dushti. So try to understand the difference. Sroto Vaigunya, Sroto Dushti. If corona is there, your Shwasa Marga, your Pranava Srotas, your Rasaraktava Srotas is damaged. And after that, you are get cured from the corona. But post-corona, some manifestations occur, that is Sroto Dushti. Ayurveda and bacteriology. Many people, even allopathic, Ayurveda, homeopathic, these doctors feel, oh, you don't have any antibiotics, you don't have any concept of bacteriology. How you can understand, how you can treat tuberculosis, how you can treat the leprosy, how you can treat the fungal infection, how you can treat the urinary tract infection. But these people don't know that Ayurveda has also mentioned a specific krimi, and from the Rigveda period, they were knowing about these invisible microorganisms. Invisible microorganisms were known to from the Vedic time to the Ayurveda people. To the Ayurveda people. Ayurveda has used different terminology. What is the terminology for microorganisms in Ayurveda? Krumi, Bhuta. Don't get confused. Bhuta means microorganism. Rakshasa. Don't translate demons. Microorganisms. So Ayurveda has also understanding of microorganisms. That's why Sushruta, the father of surgery, Sushruta, father of Indian surgery, while doing the surgery, he used to get his instruments done sterilized. Why he has asked to sterile the instruments? Because he was knowing about krimi, about rakshasa, about bhuta, invisible microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc., etc. Okay? Investigate to decide where is the exact infective focus. For example, if the patient is repeatedly complaining that he is a purisha in Ayurveda, that is stool, fecal matter is not properly formed. He is always having indigestion, gases. Ayurvedic people must try to find out the stool examination whether there is any threadworm, hookworm, okay, tapeworm, whipworm, and whether there is a E. histolytica, amoebiasis, Giardia lamilia, giardiasis. You must find out this, and then you start Vidanga Krimi Kuthara Rasa. Any Krimigna Chikitsa should be done by the Ayurvedic people after doing this Sama Nirama Parikshan of Purisha and also examination for microorganisms. Ayurvedic pathological lecture series will be there. So we will discuss about Nidana Pancha Panchak, Nidana, Purva Rupa, Rupa, Upashaya, and Samprapti. These all the lectures will be in English, and you will be definitely get benefited by Professor Deshpande's simple and lucid style of explanation. Yoga, we will discuss sometimes about yoga also, because yoga and Ayurveda are the two sides of one coin, two sides of the one coin. Okay, so both they have the aim: maintenance of health, maintenance of equilibrium, maintenance of homeostasis. This is also the aim of Ayurveda and yoga both. Okay, but yoga is more concerned with establishing the equilibrium in the self and universal self, Jivatma and Paramatma, union, Dvaita and Advaita. You know this Dvaita, duality, and non-duality. Yoga is a philosophy, is taking you to the eternal happiness. But when this is a journey of eternal happiness, yoga has not neglected the maintenance of health. Okay, so yoga has also prescribed various methods to correct the imbalances. Ashtanga yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So this is the beginning of our Roga Nidan lecture series. If you are interested, definitely you are interested, please subscribe my YouTube channel. If any listeners is having health problem, they can consult to nearby Ayurvedic physician, or Professor Deshpande is available for paid online consultation, you can only WhatsApp me 9226810630. If any doctor is interested in personal, what you can say, the PPT and videos and the books, they can also WhatsApp me. Okay. I request all of you, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe my YouTube channel. I wish you all the best for everybody in your studies and in your life. Thank you very much. Take care. All the best.